Welcome to Real Healing with Elena. Hi, I'm Elena, a board-certified naturopathic doctor, functional medicine certified health coach, and someone who spent years doing everything right and yet still felt terrible. This podcast exists because healing is not as complicated as the wellness industry wants you to think, but it is more layered than most people are told. Every week, we go deep into root cause health, detox, drainage, mold, nervous system, supplements, mindset, spirit, the whole picture. Because your body, your mind, and your spirit are not separate problems. They're all one system, and guess what? They heal together. If you're functioning, but know you're not thriving, you're in the right place. Now, let's dive in. Hi, friends, and welcome back. I'm Elena with Clean Life Real World. Okay, so here we talk about real healing in the real world, not perfection, not quick fixes, but what actually works. And with that, I'm coming from you in a real vulnerable place today. I'm going to be honest with you. Today has been a doozy for me. I'm in the middle of another wave of another release, another layer of, this time, mold and radiation. Two things that my body has been working through for years, for a long time. And part of me would be like, I've been over it. But yet today I'm working through another layer. I'm feeling nauseous. I have congestion. I've had migraines, fortunately down just to a low headache by now. But I wanted to come and share this message with you. And so saying that another layer is moving through, a few years ago, that sentence would have knocked me on my, we'll say knocked me sideways for a better term. I would have felt defeated, frustrated, maybe even hopeless. Thinking another layer again? Are you kidding me? I thought I was past all of this. But that was the past. And today my responses are different. Today, in all honesty, my response is gratitude. Yes, gratitude for another layer, because I've come to understand something that has completely shifted how I experience my own healing journey, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. Every layer that releases is raising me to a higher level. It's not a platitude. It's something I know to be true in my body. This is not happening to me. This is happening for me. And the reason I can navigate it, the reason I know what's happening, what my body needs, when to rest, when to hydrate, how to support my drainage, what supplements to take, which ones not to take, it's because of two things. One, the nervous system work that I've already done leading up to this point, and two, the tool of muscle testing. Today, I want to dedicate an entire episode to the nervous system because this is important. I've touched on the nervous system in almost every conversation I've had here, but I feel like it deserves its own space because it is really the foundation of everything else. Whether you've been dealing with chronic symptoms for years, or you just know that you haven't felt like yourself in a while, this episode's for you. Let me start with the fundamentals. Because I promise you, you don't need a medical background for this. You just need to understand the concept. Your nervous system is your body's command center. Every signal, every response, every decision your body makes about where to send energy and its resources, it all runs through your nervous system. But here's the thing most people don't know. The nervous system's primary job is not digestion, it's not detox, it's not even healing. Its primary job is survival. At every moment, your nervous system is asking one question: am I safe? And based on how it answers that question, your nervous system will decide what your body gets access to. So there's two main states of your nervous system. Whew, little wave of nausea, hang in there. Okay, the first is the sympathetic state, or also known as the fight or flight state. You may have heard that. This is when your nervous system perceives danger or stress. Again, real or perceived. It shifts here. It is as if you're being chased by a tiger, whether you are actually being chased by a tiger or not. It's not your conscious perception. It is what your nervous system perceives. And in this, your heart rate increases, breathing can get faster, more shallow, digestion slows down, detox pathways shift down. The body literally redirects all of its resources towards survival. This response is not bad. It's brilliant design. We need it. We just don't need it all the time. We only need it at the right times. The second state of our nervous system is the parasympathetic state, your rest and digest. In this state is when breathing slows and gets deeper, digestion improves, hormones regulate, detox pathways open, sleep deepens. This is the state where your body can actually begin to repair and regenerate. This is the state where healing happens. But here's the deal. Your body can't be in both at the same time. It is one or the other. You're either in sympathetic, fight or flight, or parasympathetic, rest or digest. It is always one or the other. It is never both at the same time. And so here's the problem. In modern life, most of us are spending the vast majority of our time in that sympathetic fight or flight state. Not because we're being chased by that actual tiger, but because of chronic stress, chronic illness, chronic trauma, toxins, overwhelm, even lifestyle patterns we don't realize are keeping our nervous system on edge. These modern day cell phones, Apple Watches, these constant notifications that ding, 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 that's keeping our nervous system in constant alert. What's happening next? What's around the corner? That keeps your nervous system on edge, and your body's going to respond just the same way as you're being chased by the tiger. Even if it's just an email from your kid saying that he loves you, your nervous system's first reaction is to be on edge. What's coming? What's next? So the body can't heal when it's in that sympathetic state. It comes to a full complete stop. And I know that sounds blunt, but understanding this one thing changes everything. So if you've done all the right things, the clean eating, the supplements, the protocols, the sleep routines, the exercise programs, and you're still not getting the results you expected, this is often why the body's stuck in that survival mode, and it can't allocate the proper resources to repair when it's busy just trying to survive, stay alive. The symptoms that come from this, the fatigue, the gut issues, the hormone imbalance, inflammation, anxiety, disrupted sleep, brain fog, pain, these aren't random. They're not signs that you're broken. They're signs that your nervous system has been under prolonged load. It's overloaded, and the body is trying to communicate that to you. Your body is not failing you. It is talking to you. The question is whether you know how to listen to it or not. So what does this mean practically? It means that the foundation of real healing is not another protocol. It's not trying harder to be more disciplined. It's creating enough safety in the nervous system that the body feels it can finally begin to repair. Every lifestyle choice, hydration, sleep, rhythm, breathing, stillness, how you eat, how you move, how you relate to stress, it all signals whether safety or signals threat to your nervous system. One or the other. This is why I build nervous system regulation into everything I do with clients, not as a side conversation, but as a foundation. Because lifestyle changes don't force healing, they help the nervous system feel safe enough so that healing can actually begin. And when safety is restored, your body knows exactly what to do. God designed it perfectly. It was designed that way. You don't need to control your nervous system or fix it. You just need to learn how to work with it. Now, here's where I want to bring in something personal because it ties directly to what I'm experiencing today. When I woke up this morning and started noticing the signs of this last wave, this last layer that I'm releasing, the fatigue, the brain fog, heaviness, the nausea, the congestion that then went into migraine, my first response was to get quiet and to ask. Not guess, but ask. Ask me, ask my body what's going on. And that's what muscle testing gives you, a way to access your own body's intelligence in real time. When you're releasing something, a layer of toxins, old pattern, a physical or emotional stressor, your nervous system knows exactly what it needs to move through that process and do it well. It's amazing. The problem is that most of us have been so conditioned to override what our body is telling us that we genuinely can't hear it anymore. This used to be me. Fight or flight makes this just worse. You literally cannot access your intuition or your own body's signals when you're in that sympathetic state. Your nervous system is in that emergency mode. It's just trying to survive. It doesn't have the bandwidth for the nuances to listen to that tiny voice of your intuition, of your inner guidance. However, muscle testing gives you a practical visual bridge to what your body, your energy field, your spirit already knows. So I used it this morning to identify what was happening, what was going on, and how to support my body, how to support my drainage pathways, what supplements to use, which ones to not take right now, whether I needed rest or movement. By the way, I needed rest, deep rest, hydration, and grounding. My body told me exactly what it needed. I just had to ask. This is one of the reasons why I say muscle testing should be taught in schools, kindergarten, frankly. Not because it replaces anything else, but because it's the most empowering skill I know for living in a body. It stops the guessing. It stops the dependency on someone else telling you what you need. It puts you in the conversation with your own body's intelligence, puts you behind the steering wheel. So I want to close with the teaching with this, because I think it matters. When another layer comes up, another wave is time to release, whether it's physical release like I am right now, or it's a wave in emotion or symptoms returning when you thought you were done with them in the past. The old story may have been, something is wrong with me. I'm not healing. Why is this still happening? Why have I regressed? But I want you to walk away with a new story, the one that I'm living today, that this layer is ready to go. That's why it's here. Every layer that releases is an upgrade. Your body is not regressing, it is rising. And it trusts you enough now that it has enough capacity now to process what it wasn't ready to process before. This shift from this is happening to me to this is happening for me is not just mindset work. It's actually a nervous system signal. Gratitude is a physiological state. When you receive what your body is doing with appreciation rather than fear, you literally create more safety in the nervous system. And guess what? You make it easier for the release to complete. So you can go through it with more grace and ease. This is not woo-woo, it's biology. This is why I do what I do. Not to create clients who need me forever, but to create people who know how to be in relationship with their own body, who have the tools to navigate these waves as they come, because the waves and the layers will keep coming. And that's not a problem, it's a journey. Thanks for spending this time with me. If today's episode resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. That's how this message reaches the people that it's meant for. You can find everything on my website, cleanliferealworld.com. And if you're ready to understand what's actually going on in your body, book a Renew Clarity session. The link is in the show notes below. Subscribe wherever you're listening, and I'll see you next week. Take care of yourself. You're worth the effort.